All right, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining me in this video. It is a breaking news that court fixes date for judgment in Nnamdi Kanu's terrorism trial. For over some days now, you know, the court days, we have been hearing Justice James Omotosho persuading, urging Nnamdi Kanu to defend himself. But Nnamdi Kanu, as of today, the information available is that he refused to open defense based on they did not tell him the law, you know, the constitutional provision that they're using to charge him. So that is what we, you know, received from people that went to court today. So before we go forward to explaining the details of everything and the implication and what may likely happen on the 20th, because the judgment has been, you know, fixed on the 20th of this November 2025, let us listen to what transpired today in the court.
Your constitution says you cannot try anybody unless the law is written. Show me the written law. Show me the written law. Don't try it. Don't try it. Don't try rubbish. Don't try rubbish. Useless people. You don't know law. You don't know law. Your own constitution you don't respect. You bring forward to judgment you don't respect. That's why we in the court of law. Why we in the court of law I ask?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, I know you attended the proceedings today.
Yes, I did.
For Nigerians to know.
Yeah.
Just a summary of what happened.
Well, what happened in court today, for me, continues to be travesty of justice. I've always said it, that in Nigeria, there appear to be two sets of rules. One for the Igbo man and another for the other Nigerians. This is exactly what I saw in court today. First of all, my name is Honorable Obi Agocha. I represent the great people of Iguano, Umuahia North and Umuahia South Federal Constituency. I am the primary representative for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So I'm going to speak to you as a layman. I'm not a lawyer. Today, there was a motion that was filed. Previously, I believe at the end of October, another motion was filed. And none of those motions were challenged by the prosecution team. They didn't raise any objection. The court did not overrule anybody, but admitted the motion. So on what basis then is the trial, the efforts that are being put to compel Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to trial when the motions have been put and yet to be challenged by the prosecution team? Mazi Kanu is asking for a simple question: on what law is he being tried? Neither the judge nor the prosecution team have answered that. And today, that motion that was raised by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and served to the prosecution team were not challenged. And it's very, very critical and important that we know that. However, the judge now ruled to say that he's reserved November 20th for ruling, when there are jurisdictional issues, thresholds that are yet to be overcome. So this is a political trial veiled as a criminal trial. And for the stability of the Southeast and for the stability of Nigeria in a whole, to bring to end the civil war that was fought in 1967, means that the president should please look at the totality of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's trial and bring an end to this charade, a travesty of injustice, bring an end to it so that the Southeast can be peaceful again, Nigeria can be peaceful again. But if they are determined in the way they have steamrolled this process, rushing to a judgment, then like Mazen Nnamdi Kanu says, there's a God in heaven, and the injustices that have been meted to Igbos, we will not forget. We will not forget. Even if we forget, our children and our grandchildren will not forget. Because it's important that everybody notes it, especially Mr. President, that in order for him to consolidate his goodwill for 2027, start with how he handles the matter of Nnamdi Kanu. Because you cannot be there as the father of the nation and Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is being treated in the manner that he's been treated, when every other person who has been charged with almost similar offenses as Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, a determination of the court has been let go. So why is Nnamdi still being held down, being punished, being subjugated? It's simply because he's an Igbo man. So if we get it, the president gets this right, then we will begin the process of healing and reconciliation and putting back the Southeast back as a home where people can come and feel free in their homes without running away from all these high crime and criminalities that are happening in the Southeast. So Mr. President has an opportunity now. The world is looking at us, both from the persecution of Christians, from the persecution of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, to know how we are going to, put our houses in order. But like I said, is one person. You can take Mazen Nnamdi Kanu if you so wish. You have the authority, but many more Nnamdi Kanu will rise because this is clearly an injustice that is being meted at one person who happens to be an Igbo man. So I plead with Mr. President to note that this is a political trial, and which requires a political solution to bring everything to a closure. Thank you.
All right. That was the House of Rep member, primarily representing Nnamdi Kanu's constituency, Honorable B. Agocha. You know, a lot of times, so many people, I try to always tell people who don't understand where all this case of Nnamdi Kanu started and so on and so forth. So the other day, we were also talking about how Court of Appeal freed him. You know, that is what a lot of people were expecting. They were expecting to hear news like this, maybe today or even, coming on 20th. But what we are seeing, the handwriting on the wall seems to be a different thing entirely. What happened to this?
I want to kick off with this news that broke a few hours ago. Nigeria's appeal court dropping all charges against the separatist leader Nnamdi Kanu after ruling that he had been illegally arrested abroad. The court also ruled that his extradition had been illegal. What's your assessment of that?
Yeah, thank you, Charles. I think it's a good day for Nigeria. It's a good day for rule of law. If you read the judgment, the appeal court is very clear that if you want to prosecute someone, you must follow the law. Because the essence of prosecution is to establish the law, follow the law. But bringing somebody illegally, the federal government disobey Nigerian local laws, disobey international law. We have treaty with Kenya, we have with Great Britain. If they want to try Nnamdi Kanu, there are legal process they should have followed to bring him in. You don't just go and kidnap him. So, and in law, we say that you cannot put something on nothing. Since the process through which he was brought into Nigeria was flawed, there is no way the trial could have continued in the first instance. So, I think the court deserves to be commended. We've always called for rule of law, and today the appeal court has upheld rule of law, and they send clear signal to the government that they will not allow such illegality. But if they want to obey...
All right. What happens to the same rule of law? You see, that very day when the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja, presided over by a woman, said no to the federal government's bribery, and so many other things. The woman set Nnamdi Kanu free, discharged him, acquit him, and asked him to go. But the federal government of Nigeria has usually refused to allow Nnamdi Kanu to go. You know, it is important we set the record straight and let people to understand that this man was set free by appeal court. They went to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court, if you read the judgment of Supreme Court, you even be asking yourself question, what is Nnamdi Kanu still doing in Federal High Court? Now, the situation here is very simple. The Court of Appeal had earlier said that the Nigerian court don't have jurisdiction again to try Nnamdi Kanu and discharge him. Now you begin to ask yourself question, how many law do we have in Nigeria? How many courts? Now they came back to federal high courts. We have subsisting 3 high court judgments that have also exonerated Nnamdi Kanu. So a lot of people are asking questions, and that is why you can hear Obiagocha, this House of Rep member representing Nnamdi Kanu, making this statement that, oh, this trial is not supposed to be, this trial seems to be a political trial. They are doing this because Nnamdi Kanu is an Igbo person and so on and so forth. So all these things are not supposed to rise if the federal government had obeyed the rule of law, obey the court judgment. Now, the question I am putting forth to so many people here is this. The reason why I will not even blame Nnamdi Kanu for not, putting up defense is because even though he put on defense, what will happen at the end when Justice Omotosho will ask Nnamdi Kanu to go home? What will happen? Because if the Court of Appeal, 3 federal high courts had already asked Nnamdi Kanu to go home, the federal government refused to allow him to go home. Do you think that Omotosho telling him to go home, that they will also allow him to go home? These are politicians who have determined to cripple a nation, politicians who are determined to make sure that Nigeria will not be seen as a country that respects rule of law, but what political interest is all about. You have been seeing what is going on from across the nation. Anything that the politicians want, anything they want to do, you will see it, their interest will always reflect in the judiciary, which is not supposed to be so. I read a report, international report, that always say that the 2 organ institutions in Nigeria that are, most corrupt are the police and the judiciary. And these are the 2 organs that are supposed to protect the human right. If the police are corrupt, if the judiciary are corrupt, there is no hope for the people any longer. So this is the situation on the ground. All right. As usual, it's a public opinion platform. If you want to join us live, use the link on the comment section, pin it there. You can use it to join us live. And, help us to share your opinion about all these things, because there is something that I am puzzled with. Every now and then I used to show you all these terrorism-related talks in Nigeria, where politicians will come to the national television, they will tell you that they know these terrorists, they know this, they know that, but you will ask the question, why have you not arrested them? They said, no, it is the work of federal government to arrest them. But look at someone court has set free, and they are here still judging the person. Now, the question I want to ask you is this. These people that Governor Dauda Lawal said that they know where these terrorists are, the terrorists that are killing Nigerians, they know where they are, they know what they do, all those things, they know their parents, they know where they live. Why have they not tried them?
Like I said, we know where these guys are. We know where they live. We know their parents.
You know them as a government?
Of course we do. They live with the same community we live.
So why is it difficult to get them?
That is the $1 million question that I should ask you.
We are trying to understand, for those of us who are now conversant with Zamfara, have never been there, and we hear you as a chief security officer speak tonight to say you know these people, but yet you can't get them. It's a head scratcher.
It is something that we are trying to all put our heads together. That is why, from what I can do as a governor, to have this CPG as a first line of defense. Of course, military are there, police are there, as well as civil defense, but they are not under my control.
But they are not under
my control. The control of federal government.
Of the federal government. The military are there, the police are there, but they are not under my control. They are under the control of the federal government. This is coming from a sitting governor of Zamfara State. This man is directly telling us, this is not an indirect statement, this man is directly telling us that, federal government of Nigeria are behind the terrorists, okay? The federal government of Nigeria are just directly behind these terrorists. Now, the question is, why would a government who is behind these terrorists be, holding Nnamdi Kanu, a man that the court had set free so many times? This is a puzzle that a lot of people fails to understand. All right, let's bring, guests to the screen. Let us seek for public opinion, because this is a puzzle, if you ask me. All right, Hadnod, good afternoon. You can unmute yourself. Thanks for joining us. If you don't mind, you can show your video so that.
Mario Kota, can you hear me?
Yeah. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no, I'll leave my video for today. Let me just talk.
All right.
I've shown my video in the past before. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for the conversation, and it's ongoing. So sometimes I wonder why I wonder the curriculum they use in the law school in Nigeria, because it looks like the law in Nigeria is, I don't know, it's made for the poor man. And because look at most time, when most cases that are tried, either if election is rigged and you go to court, you don't win. You don't even see any attempt to deliver justice. If someone is killed, extrajudicial killing, you go to court. They don't even arraign the people that killed the person. See, I have a classmate who was murdered in Abuja by his security man just a day before he was to fly out to the US. He's a medical doctor. An Igbo guy, he had I don't know, it was Hausa security man. That thing just happened like that. He was killed in 2021 or 2022.
Serious?
Yeah, I'm telling you, Dr. Obialo Ibe, that's his name. He was massacred by his security guard, and nobody, the guys went scot-free. That's the kind of country you live in. That's how Nigeria is. But are you surprised? The who is going to deliver the judgment? It still comes back to the thing of the brain that we're talking about. It's not the air that will deliver the judgment. It's still human beings, right? And their conscience. Because if you go to countries that work, it's because men will defy what men will say, damn the consequences. Let me die. You can kill me, you can kill my children, you can kill my whole family, but I'll do the right thing. And when you have a lot of people like that, then you become afraid of the people.
Yeah.
Because you just know that you can't buy their conscience. Or even if you give them money, some people they'll take it, but they will still do what they want to do. And that's how you shape like any civilization. It's always people who have conscience. People who will be like, nope. They hate you when you're corrupt. They loot you and they will plan on how to teach you a lesson. But in the case of Nigeria, you can see everybody has a price. Today, someone is saying one thing. Tomorrow, they're singing another tune.
Yeah, actually, the court in Nigeria, if you follow what they are ruling, like you will be confused in the sense that what the judgment they pass today, they will not pass it tomorrow. So the question I want to ask you now is, Nnamdi Kanu failing to enter defense, and the Justice James Omotosho is now saying on 20 is going to pass judgment. What do you perceive? What do you think about it?
Well, since it's something happening in Nigeria, I have no idea what if it was a place where people are thinking right and using facts, I would say, okay, I can predict. But because it's Nigeria, there's no way I can predict. So anything can happen on that day. But on the side of the federal government, I don't know. But on the side of Nnamdi Kanu, the stance he has taken is what he should have done long ago.
Exactly.
Because because it's obvious that all the time he was wasting trying to appeal to conscience and common sense was put to waste. It was just futile. It was futile effort. But I can predict. So let me say this now. So if they convict him, or if any harm should come to him, or they keep detaining him, and let's say, God forbid, he dies in detention, or something evil, something harm comes to him, then I can predict those ones. I can predict those ones.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want me to pray, I can predict. So what will happen now is that Nigeria will now owe Igbo people a debt that even if it takes 1,000 years, as long as there are Igbo men living around this world, and they must pay that price back. So that's what the government should know, that there are many of us around the world. We might not have the power now or all the things, but remember that, you know what is 1,000 years? We have children and we'll tell them the story. And we'll keep telling them, and one day things will tilt in our favor. The way that's the way life is. And when we have that strength and power, we'll come for revenge. We'll take our pound of flesh. That's what I can predict. That's why injustice is not good. Injustice is not good, because when you deal people unjustly, you're just postponing the day of doom. Because you can subdue them and even kill them. After all, they killed many people during 1966 to 1970. Many people died. But today, you see, the issue is still young people that didn't want to. I wasn't born then. But we have thousands of us around the world that are ready to lay down their life. We might not have the weapons and all the support now, and we might even die before we're able to get it. But if we still have that bitterness in our hearts, then we will leave that thing to our future, our progeny, and future generation, and they will collect the pound of flesh. That is why,
all right,
as Black people, let me just finish with this. As Black people, we know that's the thing with Black people. Europeans can go to war. They fight World War I, World War II, and they will learn and negotiate. You see, after they defeated Germany, the first time they defeated Germany, they punished them at the Versailles. They said, okay, you will pay, and pay France for reparation. And the thing led to World War II. They now learned and say, okay, we cannot punish these people. If we punish them, then we are getting the stage set for another world war, because later they will rebuild and be very angry. Instead, they helped Germany to rebuild. They just said, okay, don't have a military, but we will support you, help you to rebuild. And Germany became the strongest economy in Europe. You see, that's how Europeans, they settle their, they learn, and they correct their mistake. But Black Africans, we want to be doing the same thing. Okota, think, how did we sell our people for 400 years to slavery? Think about it. Is there any difference between those human people and us now? Is it not our forefathers?
It is a modern slavery.
Huh?
No, it's a modern slavery they are practicing today.
Yeah, check it now. How can you? You know what it means? It means people lifetime from 16th century to almost last century or whatever. We are selling our own people, selling them millions, catching them, making money.
It's all right. We have exhausted your time. Let us
thank you.
Bring in other guests. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, sir.
Thank you so much.
All right. Okay. This is terrible anyway. When there is no rule of law, people will get judgment based on who they are and everything. So let us welcome Azuka Charles. Azuka Charles, you can unmute yourself while you join us. All right, Ms. Azuka, if you don't mind, can you show us your video so that we know who is with us?
Oh my goodness. I am so sorry where I am. I'm just right in the hospital right now, but I just saw your broadcast and decided to come in. And that's why I cannot show. But I promise you, I have to be here tomorrow again to show my face so that the whole world will see
No
my
problem.
face.
Sorry, I referred to you as Mister because I never knew you were a woman.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, my name is Honorable Azuka Charles Swanko. I'm speaking from the United States of America.
Thanks for joining us.
And I want to thank you for all you've been doing. I've watched you, and I know that you are doing an amazing job. And that is why I have chosen your platform to speak this morning. Thank you so very much.
And
you're
too.
welcome. Okay.
All right. Amidst the perpetrators of crimes in Nigeria, when the federal government continue to negotiate with these people who have ransacked villages and so on and so forth, there is a new dimension and a new twist that these people are determined to jail the leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra. And the court has fixed for, November 20th for his conviction. That is what we are hearing. What do you have to say about all this? Amidst this, what is it called? The Appeal Court of Nigeria had earlier set him free. So what do you have to say about this?
I asked this question, Mr. Kocha, what do you expect? This has been predetermined by the Nigerian government, by the politicians, the so-called politicians of Nigeria, to jail Nnamdi Kanu. And I must tell you, the whole world is watching. We are watching. Everybody, all eyes are on Nigeria right now, because Nigeria can never respect their laws. Nigeria has never respected their laws, and they pick and choose what they do with their laws. And that is why it is a shame that the people who are supposed to speak out at this dying period are not even saying anything. But we're watching to see what Nigeria, the more shame Nigeria will bring upon themselves. We are watching everything. Last few days ago, I was so happy with what our president Donald Trump did. He is the only man that can speak. He is the only man that can speak the truth to power. And he has been able to do that. And I'm so ashamed that I'm coming from this sham country that cannot respect a common law that they put on paper. And look at what is going on around the world. Look at how everybody is centering their eyes on Nigeria, and Nigeria that has been the most courageous country, that has been the eyes of the Africa in the whole world. And this is the shame they're bringing upon themselves. They cannot respect their laws. And it's a shame, I must tell you. I know that a day like this is coming, but I always tell people that what happened before is about to repeat itself because God has blocked their ears. What happened to Pharaoh is about to repeat itself because history has a way of repeating itself all the time. And look at it. It's about to show down. And we are watching to see what Nigerian government is about to do. Let them jail Nnamdi Kanu, and they will know that we have thousands, hundreds of Nnamdi Kanu around the world. Okay, so
that is what Honorable Obi was actually saying, that this is not all about Nnamdi Kanu, because jailing Nnamdi Kanu will not stop the idea that these people are being marginalized, that there is two laws in this country, the one from the north, another one from the south. So jailing Nnamdi Kanu will not stop all these things. So if you jail Nnamdi Kanu, you did not jail his idea. So that was what Honorable Obi was telling them this afternoon.
Exactly. And look, let me tell you, Nnamdi Kanu is fighting a just cause. And there is no way in the world that self-determination has been a cause or a crime. We all know that. We all know that agitation is not a crime. And why? What has he been agitating for? What has he been saying? Does it mean that they're not listening to what he's saying? There is marginalization that is going on in the southeast. There is no presence of federal government in Nigeria. There is nothing, no international airport, no presence of what is it called? No seaports, no. I mean, there is no life. And more so, this is the place that the economy, the 80% of economy of Nigeria is being generated from. So why is it that our youth cannot, gain anything from this very, 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 very country? Nothing is being given to us. Nothing. The youth are the politicians are using the youth to do their bidding, giving them guns, killing for them, harvesting organs for them, and all manners of crime that the politicians are using them for. And now, Nnamdi Kanu has seen all these things, going on, and he's been very, very adamant about it. He has been very, very outspoken about it. He has been telling the world and telling everybody, anybody that cares to listen to him, the injustice that is being meted against these people. And look at it. Nobody cares to know what is going on or how to, put things in order in the Southeast. And I mean, it is a shame. It is a shame of what is going on in this very country. I am telling you, I'm ashamed of what is coming out from this country, to be honest with you.
All right. Thank you so much, Ma, for your understanding about the matter and your contribution. It's so unfortunate, but let's see how things, we go, because any country that doesn't obey the rule of law and doesn't have a certain kind of precedence to follow, because what the court says today is different from what they are going to say tomorrow, because people's interest differs. It's unfortunate anyway. Thank you so much, man.
And I equally want to let you know that it is not only the federal government that is holding Nigeria, holding Nnamdi Kanu. The politicians from the Southeast are among the people that are in cahoots.
Well known. Yeah, we know about that.
I mean, they plan this, and when they come out, they will, we want Nnamdi Kanu to be released. We want Nnamdi, and they go to the backyard and then side with Nigerian government. Please do not allow him to come out. If he comes out, we won't have power anymore. If he comes out, everything will be in shambles. If he comes out, everything will scatter. Please do not let him out. That is what is going on. And that is why I saw your program yesterday when you were showing now Hopu Zodima and Devumaye saying that, it is not IPOB that is killing people, this, that. I mean, I was really, really like really? How did they change immediately?
That is politics and interest now. That is what I'm just trying to tell you.
I am amazed.
It's unfortunate though. It's unfortunate.
We are watching. Thank you so
very
much.
Man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Up to you, Chukwuemeka. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. If you don't mind, you can on your video. Let's see. You unmute yourself? Okay. I don't know. It seems.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon.
Okay. Good afternoon. Can you on your video so that we see you? Tell us where you are joining us from.
I would love to on my video, but I'm in Nigeria, so now Nigeria is not safe, as you can see. We are not safe, so I cannot.
Is there who is not in Nigeria? But I respect your privacy. Okay, I respect your privacy. Okay, it's all right. Okay, let's go to the issue on ground. What is your reaction? Justice James Omotosho has fixed the 20th date of this month for the judgment between Nnamdi Kanu and federal government of Nigeria. Nnamdi Kanu is not bothered because he told them right from the time that this, this defense, if you want me to enter defense, you tell me the provisional constitution where you are trying me from, and so on and so forth. So they refused to tell him. There have been a lot of controversies. What do you have to say about all these things?
Well, first of all, I want to say that Nigeria as a country has collapsed. Nigeria is no longer in existence. Let me just be honest. Nigeria is only in existence just by just normal name Nigeria, but inside Nigeria has gone. Nigeria is dead. Because how can a country be operating without? Because nothing is functioning in Nigeria, especially the law. Nigeria is not following its rule of law. Nigeria is not following as in any law at all in Nigeria. There is no law functioning in Nigeria. There is no single law functioning in Nigeria. It's only when they want to favor someone or something, they will now apply or look for any law to apply in order to favor whosoever they want to favor, or look for something to apply in order to harm whosoever they want to harm. So what Nigeria is doing is just, they are not just doing anything right. So for that reason, Nigeria is no longer functioning. Nigeria is dead. Then in the case of Nnamdi Kanu, our leader, our hero, me personally, I'm proud of Nnamdi Kanu. And I'm not even afraid. And I know God is with him. I know the man is not just an ordinary man. The man is sent by God. For that reason, I'm not afraid, because I know God is still in existence, and that God that sent him is still alive, and that God is still with him day and night. And I will advise Nnamdi Kanu if I am able to advise, because I'm not up to advise that young man, because he's not just a human, he's a spirit together. So in fact, I thank God that he's still standing on his ground. Let him not enter into that defense until they made a provision of that law that will lead him to such a defense, or that will lead that will provide what as an offense committed.
What about the issue on the ground? What about the issue on the ground? We are not talking about defense now. The judgment is on the 20th day of this month. So just quickly, in 1 to 2 minutes, what do you perceive of the judgment coming, so that we can welcome another guest?
Okay, well, the only thing I can say is that until that day, we will see what will happen. If the Omotosho is going to enter the defense by force without Nnamdi Kanu accepting to be tried that very day, without them providing that law that will allow him to be tried. So let us just know what will happen that day. Me, myself, I don't even know, I can't even tell what will happen that day, but let him just stand on his ground and let the world now see what the Nigerian government is up to.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Elijah of Now, good afternoon, sir. Thanks for joining us in this broadcast. Can you please kindly unmute yourself?
Hearing me?
Okay, yes, I can hear you. All right, sir, we have a question for you.
Yeah.
Pay attention to this.
I want to kick off with this news that broke a few hours ago. Nigeria's appeal court dropping all charges against the separatist leader Nnamdi Kanu after ruling that he had been illegally arrested abroad. The court also ruled that his extradition had been illegal. What's your assessment of that?
Yeah, thank you, Charles.
All right. I want you to tell me what you think about this.
Yeah.
Nnamdi Kanu have been discharged by Court of Appeal before. There are 3 subsisting court judgments of the Federal High Court. And if you read the Supreme Court judgment regarding this case, you will even ask yourself, what is he still doing at the Federal High Court? Do you think that if peradventure Justice James Omotosho decided to discharge and acquit Nnamdi Kanu comes 20th of November, that the federal government of Nigeria will allow him to go?
Why not? There's somebody who is innocent. He have to be innocent throughout his life. God we serve is a God of truth. The Egyptian of that yesterday, we will see them no more. So with the stubbornness of the Pharaoh, you heard what happened to him when they were pursuing the Israelites who were going to their promised land. Biafra is a promised land. As we are going, it will never be easy for the Biafrans. So they have to have patience. And then Nnamdi Kanu is a leader who can take us to go there. They want to humiliate him. The truth must surely
All right.
come.
What is happening? Is it all about Biafra, about the injustice for even people who are not Igbos and so on and so forth?
The Biafra started, it was Biafra that started before, and today, the same problem. And now that problem have escalated to every one of them who we are not agreed before. They meet Westerns, they join the Northerners, Yoruba people join the Northerners and fight the Biafra. Now it's consigning them. So what we are seeing in 100 years, they are now seeing it now. So to tell you that God is with us, do you understand me? God is with us. Any person who is following God always have that wisdom. So the people that is consigning now, I can say they don't have that wisdom. God is not with them.
Why do you think so? And why do you think God is not with them?
Because they could have not fight Biafra. And even that they joined Biafra at that time, this thing could have not been happening to them. All the whole death now could have not happened. So that means it's an ignorant. So whatever happened to Pharaoh will still repeat itself today and
All right.
tomorrow
So
because
what you
of their
mean?
stubbornness.
Okay, what you mean is that if they had allowed Biafra to go before that, they did not go into the war, that all this attack we are seeing today, that we are not going to see it. Is that what you are telling us?
Could have not happened. It could have not happened. Progress could have been in Nigeria and be in Biafra. You know, you cannot take somebody something to like now, if there is two children having problem, you take what belongs to another, give to another person. That person will never have good situation. It will never happen. One day that thing will most surely go back to where it come from. Do you understand me? As far as Biafra are concerned, it will never die. And whatever they do Nnamdi Kanu, I know that God will keep him alive. Even if they killed him, nobody can stop it. Can stop Biafra. Biafra is coming, but it is not an easy something. If
All right.
there is external affair,
Do you think that once Biafra comes, that is just the ultimate solution to everything?
there will be solution in one way or the other. Do you understand me? There must be solution, especially for the East. There must be solution. If they say, if a cat did not see rat to catch, it will be eating your meat somewhere you get it.
All right.
If they didn't see us to kill or destroy, they'll be destroying themselves. Do you understand me? So anything that is negative is negative. Negative can never be positive.
All right.
You know, truth can never cover lies. Do you understand me? Hypocrites can never walk. You know? So day and night can never meet together.
All right, sir.
That is it.
Just quickly, you have 1 minute left, and I would love you to say something about the judgment on the 20th. What do you have to say about it?
If they manipulate it and judge him and sentence him, the world are hearing. Everything is open. That CNN that are running away, Al Jazeera are running away. They are now talking, and then they cannot say it. That time will come when they will be begging us to hear our news, and that news have come. Trump have said something, and the whole world are running here and there. All of them are looking for one place or the other to hide, and they will never hide anywhere. All their houses in Europe, all their money bank in America and Britain, I think that money, they will bring it back now. You know, because Trump will pursue them from foundation to the roof. They will vomit what, Python must surely vomit what he swallow.
Okay.
You know?
Okay,
Yes.
thank you so much. I really appreciate your presence and your contribution, sir.
Right, thank you.
All right, Mr. Lucky, thanks for joining us, and good afternoon. Okay, I think you can unmute yourself if you are still muted.
Can you hear me from here? Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good
Okay.
afternoon.
Good afternoon from here. Good afternoon from here. All right.
But it seems you are not that audible, but it's okay. We can hear you. Go on.
Okay. If you can hear me, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So what I want to say in this matter, Nnamdi Kanu is like a bone. If you swallow it, it will trouble you. If you vomit it, it will trouble you. So as it stands now, it even became more worse because of this Donald Trump issue, and everything is like working together at this moment. So even your Omotosho himself is being careful because there is a kind of judgment he will deliver himself. Just like when you have delivered a judgment, you will be looking for solution to your own problem. So as it stands now, I feel that even if you want to jail Nnamdi Kanu, he cannot jail him. Just a simple truth. He may have a technical way in law
To say that
on how he can.
maybe you are guilty, I am sentencing you to 4 years imprisonment, but you have already stayed 4 years, so you have to go
That is
house.
what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at. So he is going to look for a kind of a technicality so that the government will not hold him that he did not deliver, and the Nigerian will not hold him that he jailed an innocent man. So he will use a kind of a technicality like to sentence him, also saying that he has already served it, so he will be free. And for him to also be free is another problem to the Nigerian government because that's what they are fighting for. They don't want him to be free to have access to continue his agitation because Nnamdi Kanu is a market you cannot sell, you cannot buy. You can't sell him, you can't buy him. So that's one of the way. But there is something I want to say as an encouragement to every believer of freedom, every lover of freedom, and every lover of Nnamdi Kanu. If you do your research, which is obviously in the space, in internet, everything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have said, they all come to pass. Some can call it prophecy, some can call it prediction. It's the same thing, whether you prophesy or you predicted. What means that you are telling about the future. So almost everything that Martin Nnamdi Kanu have said about the future, they have come to pass. Before Tinubu became president, he talked about it. That was many years ago, before the 2023 election. Then, before when it was alleged that President Buhari died long ago, Naim still talk him before everybody. So everything I've said has come to pass. Now, the one that is happening about Donald Trump and Nigeria, he said it long ago, and it's happening now, right? Then, if everything he have said have come to pass, there is something he has also said that is yet to come to pass. And that thing is when he said that Biafra will be the last miracle on earth. Am I coming out clear, sir?
Yes, let me put this question to you.
Okay.
You see, a lot of people believe that if Biafra come, then the whole problem will just finish. I want to ask you, what are the questions you think that a nation like Biafra being independent would solve?
Okay, Biafra being independent, it can solve many problems. Because, yes, it can solve many problems. Number one, it will bring a better development to personal talent and creativity.
Better development to personal talent and creativity, okay?
Because Nigeria suppresses talent and creativity.
Okay, what about the issue of the insecurity? Because that is the most horrible situation everyone is facing.
T.Y. Danjuma said something, you have posted it here several, even on your Facebook. T.Y. Danjuma said, if insecurity lasts more than 24 hours, then the government is involved now. Every country has their challenge, whether it's a new country or an old country.
Yeah.
But me, I believe, with the rate people love Biafra, with the love people have for Biafra, every Biafran will fight to eliminate insecurity.
That is okay. That is very good. Another question I would like to put to you. You see, the current political actors from the Southeast, they are also called Biafrans because they emanated from the Southeast. But these people are not sent, and they are not different from their counterparts in Nigeria, from the north to the south, east, and west. Now,
They are living in self-denial. They are living in self-denial.
a lot of people have been saying this, that if Biafra comes today, these politicians, what will happen to them? Won't they also try to be in the position of leadership? And if you try to deny them the money they have already amassed to themselves, won't they use it to start training thugs, challenge the powers that be, and destabilize the region?
Okay, in that case, that is their fear. That is their most fear. Most of these so-called elite and political leaders in the southeast, their most fear now is if Biafra come, what will happen to their status?
All right.
That
you
is
have 1
fear,
minute left, though.
Okay, good. A new country begins with a military rule. A new country like this begins with a military rule. It's always like that in different places. And I believe that even if Biafra starts now, Biafra will begin with a military rule.
Why?
Because freedom like this now is the way it is in Biafra land. You cannot stabilize anything until, except there is somebody that can command and everybody obeys. You can't stabilize the East because they've been destroyed. The only way the East can be stabilized now is if there is one man the East listens to. When he speaks, everyone will obey. So that one is like a kind of a military rule.
Okay.
Yes. And that person obviously is Nnamdi Kanu. Even when he said that he doesn't want to be a president, the people would want him to be there for a few years to stabilize it, to be able to pioneer the democracy. And those that should be East now, they know those that can lead them. They know those that cannot lead them.
Okay.
So that is the way it is. If it happens that Biafra comes, the Biafrans will start. They will have their issues. There may be fights, there may be disorganized, they can disorganize, but finally it will stand. That's the truth. Based on the love they have for the country, everyone will come down. That's the truth.
All right. Thank you so much for having time to be with us. All right. All right. Okay, I think let's go to WhatsApp and receive some calls over there. Hello. Yeah. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us.
Good afternoon, brother.
All right. Please tell the viewers your name and where you are joining us from.
My name is Prince. I'm calling from Ireland.
All right. Without wasting much of our time, please, can you tell us what you perceive that may happen on the 20th day of November regarding the Nnamdi Kanu's case versus the federal government?
You know that Nigerian government is, I don't know what anyone can call them. If I come out here now, I'm telling you that that day that Nnamdi Kanu is going to be free, I'll be lying to you. Right? But what we are expecting that day is either they form like the last call I said, either they find something to attach. To say, okay, we find you guilty on this thing. We are sentencing you with this thing, and they have stayed so and so here. Understand me? We are leaving you on the rest of the year on probation.
Okay.
You understand? This is where I'm looking at, because if you come out today and telling me that you are sentenced, you are Nnamdi Kanu life imprisonment or death sentence, are you this person mad? But one thing everybody has to understand that Nnamdi Kanu is in the hand of terrorists. This is number one. Because people are seeing Nigeria government as a government. No. Nnamdi Kanu is in the hand of terrorists. Understand that. Okay? That is why they never obey any law. Taliban never obey any law. When people are saying that Nigeria government, this will get me worried. Nnamdi Kanu is in the hand of terrorists. And this case...
Why do you call them terrorists?
Who is your vice president? Chatima, the head of Boko Haram.
I see the head of Boko Haram.
your platform is where they speak truth.
Yes, now I'm asking you a question. You have to answer. You are the one talking. I am not the one talking.
But is there the news is there? Who is Buhari? Buhari is not a patron of Boko Haram or this thing. Who registered Nigeria as an Islamic country? Who registered Nigeria as an Islamic country? The money that you are using, is it in English speaking or in Arab? Your coat of arms, is it written in English or in Arab? Why are you saying the problem of Nnamdi Kanu is Biafra versus Nigeria? There's nothing like this case is Nnamdi Kanu and Nigeria government. This is Biafra versus Nigeria government. You have to understand it like that.
All right. I understand your opinion.
Biafra is in the prison for 15 years now. It's not Nnamdi Kanu is in the prison. It's Biafra is in the prison. This is a war between Biafra and Nigeria government.
All right. What is your final word?
My final word, brother, I want to correct what our last speaker said about when you asked him about security in Biafra, when Biafra come. About those people that have money governors. Biafra is not a military rule, number one. What is going to compel them is the constitution of Biafra. What Biafra government put in place, the law, the constitution, is what is going to break everybody. So every money that you are making in Biafra land, you must give account it, how you make it, how the money come. Did you pay tax? It cannot come and nobody's going to own oil well in Biafra land. Everything handled by the state. So if you say that you want to fund any terrorist, our constitution will hold you tight immediately. So anybody that's telling you that Biafra will be built by any nation that coming will be in military rule is a lie.
All right.
The constitution will determine where the citizen will follow.
Okay.
Thank you, my brother.
All right. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a nice day, bro. All right. Zozobi, I don't know. If you don't mind, can you turn your camera? Good afternoon. Can you unmute yourself?
Yes, so coach, sorry. Where am I? I can't put the camera on. Sorry. I don't know against your this thing.
All right. Are you with us?
Yeah, I'm with you, yeah.
Okay. I want you to quickly tell us what you think about the court date that Justice James Omotosho have fixed on 20th day of this month.
Yeah, I've been following this case right from even the time they put all these Fulani politicians. No, I mean all these bad politicians in Nigeria, especially the northern part, when they put bounty, during the time of Buhari, when they put bounty on Nnamdi Kanu's head. If anybody can, I don't know whether I think most of the people in Nigeria knows about it. When they put bounty on Nnamdi Kanu, if anybody can get him for them, you understand? That I think before within a year or a month Buhari and these people, they gang and they do all these mago they did in Kenya, and they captured him back to Nigeria. Since then, they were doing court adjoin with the what they are doing with Binta Nyaku, and they know that Binta Nyaku could not because Binta Nyaku was afraid of what will happen to her career as well. You understand? Luckily, Nnamdi Kanu now said to her in one court day that she is biased. She doesn't trust her judgment. The woman kindly accept the decision of Nnamdi Kanu and withdraw, because she couldn't withdraw herself from that case that time, or because Nnamdi Kanu now said she cannot continue with Binta Nyaku. And Binta Nyaku quickly grabbed the decision of Nnamdi Kanu, and they said, okay, no problem, thank you. And the woman will withdraw herself freely without any problem. So this Omotosho now continue from where Binta Nyaku stopped, and said he will fast track everything. He will make sure that everything go fast so that this case will end. Okay, now we are getting close to the end of the case. You are now telling Nnamdi Kanu to come and defend what others could not persecute him of. Is it you that have not spent up to a year in his case will persecute him? But because of interference of Nigerian government in this case, the way I'm seeing this case is not the Omotosho is doing the case, it's Nigerian government. They are just using him as a judicial thing to do their bidding. You understand?
Okay.
I'm not going to be surprised if they convict him, if they convict Nnamdi Kanu on the 20th. I won't be surprised, because Nigeria is a lawless country. They don't follow anything. And all these people, and where I said I won't be surprised of Omotosho. Some of all these judges in Nigeria, they don't take care, as in they don't think about their career. It's what they will benefit. Because if majority of them are thinking about their career and what future holds for them, they won't be doing all this nonsense they are doing in Nigeria. They don't care.
All right.
They can give them millions that will make them to not to go anywhere. They don't care about all this America, UK. They don't care about them. What they care is what they are gaining at that moment.
So what you are saying is that the judgment of Justice James Omotosho on 20th, if he finds it good for him, if he releases Nnamdi Kanu, good. But if he did not release him, that does not mean that Nnamdi Kanu is guilty.
Yes, it's
all
not
right. Thank you.
The others, previous judges did not persecute, as in did not find any evidence against him.
It's all right.
So is it the new person that have not spent up to a year that will
It's all right. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate.
Okay, thank you, my brother. Take care. I've been following you here. Keep doing what you are doing. You are doing the right thing, man.
All right, thank you so much.
Analysis, especially with Donald Trump's.
All right, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. Take care.
All right. I think let us go to WhatsApp and receive some calls before we turn to the general. Stay with me. All right. It's afternoon over here. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. Yeah. Your name and where you are joining us from?
My name is Ebuka Obi. I'm calling from Kuwait.
How is Kuwait?
Kuwait is good.
How are you enjoying Kuwait dinners?
Thank you so much for the
all right, thank you so much. So let's quickly go to what is happening right now about the issue of Nnamdi Kanu. What do you perceive to happen on 20th?
Bro, we just leave everything for God's hand for Nnamdi Kanu issue, because I don't really see, this judge, Mr. Omotosho, we already know that man is evil. When this woman rejects that case, that woman withdraw, as soon as the Kanu said he don't want to, that woman withdraw herself. No, I think that judge that was willing to handle this case. I don't know where this evil man came from, because this man is evil man. He was the one that made most of the man to be a governor from Imo State. Any evil thing, this man will just bring himself. I don't know whether he doesn't think of his life or his children's life. I don't just understand. I don't see any good thing that will come out from that man.
Because every other good judge, they withdraw their step on this case. Why did you come out?
However, I don't think he's the one that judged that case between Hope Uzodinma and Ihedioha and could have made Uzodinma governor that people used to call him Supreme Court governor. I don't think he's the one.
Because that was what I heard. Was what I
No,
heard
no,
that case.
it's not. No, he's not. Yeah.
I don't really see why this man handled it, because all that judges were there, they refused this case because they know they have already set this man free. Why did you came from nowhere to take this case? You want to do? I don't really understand. I don't understand. Although forget about the other side of the Igbo people, the leaders on Igbo side, the governors are not. The causes are many courts have already set this man free. Why are you trying to? I don't see anything good that will come out of the judge, the judge that will whatsoever is going to set on the point. I don't see any good thing.
All right.
Although whatsoever that man will pronounce that day, we also remember him for that. The country will remember him. Whatsoever whatsoever muscle you will read. Sometimes if you don't read, children will repeat. That is just it.
All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Okay. All right. Let's have another caller before we come to the screen. Hello. Good afternoon, madam.
Mr. Kochan, how are you?
I'm fine. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Yes, I just want to, based on what we are talking about, the court, is it fixed date? Which court? Is it
Federal High Court in Abuja?
I want to stand by what Nnamdi Kanu. I like what one of the guys that spoke earlier was enumerating the things that Nnamdi Kanu have said in the past, that they all came to pass. A wise man, articulate man, a man that loves his people, that wants freedom for his people. That is Nnamdi Kanu. If there is anything they are after him for, that is just that. I know that Nnamdi Kanu is in a lawless country, a terrorist state. Canada have said APC, PDP, and if I may add all of them, anything that runs election inside Nigeria runs it under terrorist guideline. Because they carry ballot box, they buy people, eliminate lives. They're the one that is having election coming, is it tomorrow or so, said he knows that there's going to be BLOOD, but that is nothing because that's the normal thing. And after they pour out BLOOD of people, they just go and business as usual. So a place, a country that does not obey their own law, a country that there are 5 judgments in favor of Nnamdi Kanu. And there are both the Nigerian media and Nigeria itself have consistently persecuted Nnamdi Kanu. They have fed the people lies against Nnamdi Kanu. That is why Nnamdi Kanu wrote to the United States to say they should go and investigate all the lies that they have poured on his head, while they have put the fix the people they want to be in the hem of affairs, because Biafrans, Igbos, we choose our leaders. The one we never choose, they planted. They use them because it is a system. And I want to address somebody that was trying to poke this thing on what Nnamdi Kanu said, that there is Christian genocide in Biafra land, in Igbo land. And one ragamuffin, I hate to use words of people, was questioning that. If someone tells her to eliminate her daughter or her son, eliminate or destroy your child, or I'll come and destroy the child for you. Either way, when it is done, it is the system and her that have agreed to eliminate his or her child that is the cause. So there is a system that have caused massacre, Aba massacre. However those massacres came, if it came from a system, whether it is the governors that allow it or the legislatures that allow it, it remains a massacre, it remains elimination of life. So as I'm saying it, I will go by Nnamdi Kanu prediction. Either way, judgment is coming upon Nigeria. That is where I stand. Whatever they like, they went to Kenya and abducted him, and they are standing on their natural illegality. This is a country that has seen that everything about them is evil and illegality. So whatever they pronounce on Nnamdi Kanu, through their process of illegality, impunity, and wickedness and atrocity, and refusing to accept, how would they even accept that they are committing genocide when it is every day and ongoing? How will they? So as we speak, I go by, I don't care what they say on that day, I go by Nnamdi Kanu. It is judgment is coming upon Nigeria one way or the other. Whatever they pronounce on him, it is still judgment on evil and iniquity. And evil does not last forever. That's what I'm telling. That contraction and those that are perpetuating the evil, they are trying to rope in IPOB this one. They don't know what they should go and ask the people in Plateau State, Southern Kaduna. Why is it that the number of Christians are dwindling in the north? These people have no shame. No shame.
It's all right.
The Bible said the heart of man is desperately wicked. I have never seen a wicked people that have killed their conscience and they don't care. Nigerians, whether you're whoever you are, if you continue to condone this genocide and continue to condone and support what is going on Nnamdi Kanu, you must surely receive your reward, one way or the other. The judgment is here. You can't escape it. But the judiciary, legislatures, and everybody that is sitting, thinking that the judgment will come upon them. I rest it there. Thank you, Mr. Kocha.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you so much. All right, let's go back to screen. The General, good afternoon or good evening. Thanks for joining us. Let us know where you are joining us from.
Yeah, Master Kocha, good evening. This is the General, all the way from Germany.
What kind of general are you? Are you a soldier or a general of what?
The General for the people, by the people, and for the people.
Okay, we have a special question for you reserved because I thought maybe you are a general from the army also. Anyway, I have a question for you. What do you think is the reason why the federal government of Nigeria are not trying the terrorists in Nigeria upon the houses they have raised, upon everything they have done, but they fail to judge these people, they fail to prosecute these people? What do you think that is the exact reason, from your own opinion?
Concerning the people that has been committing those atrocities and massacres.
When you look at the screen now, you can see a village being razed down by terrorists. You know, all these people have never been brought to court. They have never been brought to book. I said, in your own opinion, what do you think that is the reason why the terrorists are not being taken to court, they are not being, prosecuted, and they are giving them a safe haven to ride on?
Well, in a simple term, I can say that it's as a result of the ruling party or their collaborators are the ones in charge of those terrorist organizations, either by sponsoring or directly or indirectly. So there is no other viable reason for such situation to come.
Okay. Now, do you think that the detention of the leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, is justified?
Yeah, it's not justified because the man is fighting for a just cause. And then we gave the Nigerian to, if they should give him a fair hearing, then let them prove their case in the court. And 10 years from now, they were unable to do so. Simply that this man is being prosecuted unjustly. So I think he's a victim of circumstance.
All right. Comes 20th day of November 2025 is the date that the judge chooses to, pass the judgment. What kind of judgment are you expecting?
First of all, I saw this afternoon from the court case, his vocal and his pronouncement, and he said that they cannot jail him. And he said, he called Nigerian and the British. He said, no matter what you do, he cannot jail me. I am Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I was so happy in the spirit when that statement was pronounced. A man that you cannot build nothing upon nothing. You can't establish anything when you are a victim of your own case. You kidnap, rendition, and torture a man illegally against local and international law, and you try to benefit from such law. There is nowhere it is written. But now they can say, well, if for me to stand a defense, just show me where it is in your own law that I have committed this atrocity, then I will stand. And if on that day, the 20th of November comes and they sentence him, every meaningful Biafran will be proud of him, knowing that they have concluded or that which they have started illegally and they have finished it illegally, because there is no way you can sentence a man that has done nothing wrong against any known law in the world. That is my submission.
All right. Just in 1 minute, let us know what you think about the situation of America's planned intervention on Nigeria, about the killings and the Islamic terrorists in Nigeria.
Well, American intervention, I can say, is a welcome development, because when a man said to you that a disgraced nation, you see, I have overheard so many political analysts, the bloggers and celebrities, people commenting on this issue. That disgrace there goes beyond what I have heard people say. There is something I was expecting them to also to point out, that a Nigerian allow a man that is well known for a lot of misconduct, a man who is not capable by any means possible to lead you as a president, and the people, the citizen, fold their hands. I don't know whom they are expecting to come to their rescue. The world cannot help you when you don't help yourself. Nnamdi Kanu once said that he was there, the French citizen, when he's going about submitting documents, they asked him, you have to do something. That is what the world want to see. And as the wars, there are many countries that are going through a lot in in this life. And those who have shown effort is what the world listen to. So what Donald Trump is coming to do in Nigeria is a little bit too late. It could have done that for many years, but although because he lost his first second time, the other. So, but this second coming, I know he's coming to fix a lot. Which the world know that the terrorists is building up in the Sahel region, and they are preparing, trying to use Nigeria as their base. So Donald Trump is working to make sure that they did not succeed on that angle. And I welcome his presentation and solution.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Yeah, thank you. Before I go, I want to say thank you once again, Okasha. I've been following you for some time now.
Thank you so much.
I said that a man like you have done what no any other Nigerian Western media could have done. You are always on point, and you are always trying to speak for the people. And I say, God strengthen you and protect you from the eyes of your enemies, because you are a true.
All right, thank you so much. We have to go to WhatsApp now. I really appreciate it. All right. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us.
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Your name and where you are joining us from?
Mr. Okocha, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is the first time I'm calling though.
All right. So you're welcome. How it works, since today is your first time of coming, when you call, you share with us. It's a public opinion platform where people come and share their opinion about a current issue. So in this video, we are talking about the issue of the court date of Nnamdi Kanu. Justice James Omotosho today had fixed November 20th to pass judgment on this current case. So there are mixed reactions. So we are trying to get the public opinion amidst the rising tension. What do you think? Or what do you perceive that would happen on the 20th?
It's a very dicey one. It's a very dicey one. Knowing, speaking from the fact that this is Nigeria.
This is Nigeria. This statement is voluminous. Knowing that this is Nigeria. What happened to Nigeria?
Knowing that this is Nigeria, where everything is possible. But I want us to be logical here.
All right.
For weeks now, I've been hearing that the terrorism law of which they are charging him with is a repealed law.
Yeah.
Yes. The Terrorism Prevention Act of 2011. I want to ask, I'm not a law student, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a legal person, but I want to know, when was this law amended?
I think it was amended in 2022, if I'm not mistaken.
In 2022? To the best of my knowledge, when a repealed law is being amended, that repealed law ceases to be a law.
Of course.
Yes. Now, it's that law which was amended, the new one, he starts immediately, right?
Yeah.
Yes. If it was amended in 2022 and was being substituted with another law, let's take it back from the trial of Nnamdi Kanu started from 2017 and to 2022, where that law, because I'm just trying to be logical. Fine, I just want to accept the fact that I'm scared. Let it not be that the federal government is trying to lay an ambush. At this point, you need to be ahead of those persons or the persons who want to prosecute you. Let it not be that the federal government is trying to lay an ambush. I'm trying to put a call across to a lawyer friend of mine, but for like 2 hours now, I've not been able to get him for him to explain this Terrorism Prevention Act of 2011.
Yeah, I believe that Nnamdi Kanu has,
to the best of my knowledge,
yes,
to the best of my knowledge, if the law is being repealed, and prior to the time when that law is being repealed, if there is an existing case under that law, to the best of my knowledge, I don't know, I stand to be corrected. Any judgment prior to the time, the judge might decide to. The judge might decide to take his reference from that law. Because
so for me, you know, Nnamdi Kanu have many senior advocates of Nigeria around him and lawyers. So I believe they must have.
I'm just trying to be logical here, because Mr. Okocha, I'm scared.
Scared of what?
Come 20th, I'm scared.
Scared of if maybe they will sentence him. Is that why you are scared?
Yes, yes. This is Nigeria.
Why are you scared about that?
No, I'm scared.
You see, what is going to happen is going to happen. If they are not going to sentence him, they are not going to sentence him. If they are going to sentence him, they will sentence him. But that will not mean that he's not going to be released. So that is a fact.
Mr. Okocha, they did this to Ken Saro-Wiwa.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. Nothing happened. This is Nigeria.
There is a reason.
Anything is possible. Anything is possible. They don't give a toss about you. They don't give a toss. They don't give
I understand what you are saying. I understand.
So, but going with everything, man, this is an eyesore. It's an eyesore. It's an eyesore.
All right.
It's a big blow.
All right,
it's
sir.
a big blow to Africa at large.
It's all right. Thank you very much for sharing your opinion with us. So let's look forward to what could unfold.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. I don't really know. We have a lot of guests, but we scheduled this live broadcast to end by 4:30. By 4:30, about an hour, 30 minutes. Though we have another section from 10 o'clock in the midnight. So I don't just know what we are going to do. However, Mr. Christian, can you unmute yourself so that we can make it up to this 4:30? Then for those of you who maybe you have been waiting, we have not been able to reach out to you, don't mind. We still have more time ahead. So in the evening, we are going to continue from where we stopped. So Mr. Christian, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Quickly address us on this rising matter, sir.
Yes, I will quickly. I'm from UK, so I will make it short somehow.
Right.
Can you hear me, right?
Yeah.
So I also want to thank you for those videos you've been playing, and it's been. I really want to commend you for those recorded videos because they are very crucial. And Nnamdi Kanu has written a very well-detailed, comprehensive letter to Donald J. Trump, President Donald J. Trump. And you'll be surprised that as we speak now, he has it on his possession already because the letter has gone viral all over the place. So there's no game. There's no any form of shenanigan, the zoo. You know, this evil demonic entity called Nigeria, a country that God has put a curse on. Everybody I just pray people be alive to see how, I pray that people be alive to see how Nigeria is going to be destroyed and imploded. It's not supposed to have existed. Nigeria is not supposed. I have traveled vastly. I've never seen a country like Nigeria.
with every, I mean, when I say, I mean, I recognize countries like North Korea and stuff like that. They are very unique in a different way. But Nigeria is completely, is out of this world. Now, those videos you play, they are already self-incriminating. The killing of Christians, Biafrans are almost 99% Christian Judeo people. Everybody knows that. Few ones that were converted either for political expediency or economic, whatever it is, we know how it come about. So the Nigerian government, they contracted Asari Dokubo, and it's on record, documented, confessing how they massacre Igbo people, hundreds and hundreds of them. So that is his word, not mine. That is self-indicting. And those videos, thank goodness, they are there. So Trump will now 20th, today is 7th. That's like eternity in the history of what is happening at the moment. Trump will go through that thing, and an investigation is going to be constituted to figure out how is it that Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped illegally, rendition, and they are putting on him since there are people on record confess to have committed. So that is one thing, by the way. So Nnamdi Kanu, he knows what he's doing. Let's fearmongers and whatever, let them continue. We know Nigerians, not just Nigeria, but Nigerians. We know whom they are, and we know why they do what they do. You know, it's the fear of the disintegration of Nigeria, because some of them can't live on their own. Some of them are lost in this mad illusion of Pan-Africanism. We don't fuck around with Pan-Africanism. Me and the Fulani, we don't have nothing in common. Me and Yorubas don't have anything in common apart from the skin color. The way the Yorubas think, the way they behave, their religion, their culture, their mindset is different from me as an Igbo man. I'm an Anyomaga, I've said it severally. So we're not the same. And they are about 67 to 80 million. It's enough to form a country of your own. Same goes for Biafra, same goes for Arewa, same goes for Middle. So if everybody, doesn't matter. You can form your own. So this is what civilized people does. You can't come and lock people in a very demonic, unworkable entity and say they are Nigerian just because British said so. And because black people, for the most part, they are unable, they can't reason, their brain is not developed well enough to behave and think and act like human beings. I'm sorry, but I have to say, because I want everybody to hear these things. I'm not ashamed, I'm a black man, I have to say it for what it is. Now, as for Tinubu, hello, make I just finish this one now, then I can give up my... Yeah. So as for Tinubu, I will say this. I don't care what anybody says or think, right? This is my opinion, and the opinion of those who are civilized, who understands, knows that Tinubu, apart from Tinubu being a criminal drug trafficker, a money launderer and certificate forger, he is also a terrorist. And I will explain to you why I said that Tinubu is a terrorist. Because,
explain to us, please.
Yeah, because terrorism, to be a terrorist, you don't necessarily have to be, you don't necessarily have to carry bomb, blow up someplace, or before you become a terrorist. No. If you are collaborating with them, you're a terrorist. If you're a sympathizer, you're a terrorist. If you're in position of power to do something, you don't do it, and you are not even going after them, you are not trying to apprehend them, to bring them to book, which that is the position of Tinubu as the president, you are a terrorist. And this is how the world sees it. Okay? So if you tell me that Tinubu is not complicit, or that he's not a terrorist, you are deceiving yourself. And I know a lot of his people, not all, but a lot of his people believe that he's not because of tribal sentiment. But Tinubu, how many times? Gumi is a non-terrorist collaborator or sponsor or whatever it is. He's working free. Why would he? And this is a guy that was deported from Saudi Arabia over terrorism-related issue. Why is he not? Is Tinubu scared that he cannot apprehend Tinubu? Gumi as he speaks is going around all everywhere, advocating, pleading, promoting terrorism. They cannot apprehend him. Then Mamadou Sheriff, or how is it called? That guy, the former governor of Borno State. These are the founders of Boko Haram that has massacred hundreds of thousands of Nigerians. Tinubu sit down, he cannot apprehend them. You tell me. So if you, for Christ's sake, people can use their brain. Why is Tinubu as the commander-in-chief not arresting these people for questioning? Why? Can anybody explain it? Because of his 2027 ambition? Well, if that is, he's a terrorist. He's a terrorist because your ambition of 2027 cannot override the interests of a nation, or you are committing treason. Same as Buhari. So I don't know who bewitched in this OG. I just don't know what bewitched them. They are scared. They are coward. They are unreasonable. They don't use their brain. They are, in fact, a waste of human space. I'm sorry to say. Again, not all, I'm not saying 100%, but for the most part, when I look at the media in Nigeria, these are the most disgusting piece of shit. And the politicians, they know the truth, but they will not speak. Why are the terrorists roaming about? Tinubu is there as the commander-in-chief. The terrorists, we saw it on video. Everything is on record. Driving their motorbike, arms, all of them. Tinubu cannot order the military to go after them. Where's the Tokana jet? America, you know? So what is it? What is that Tokana jet? What is it all about for? What is it for them? I don't know. Oh my! I'm sure in my next world, I don't know. I'm sorry, but thank you, my brother, Gocha. God bless, and keep on doing what you are doing. We are taking note because those videos, they are very, very evidential. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate. Thank you. And this is when we call it a day till late in the evening. Please pardon me for those of you that have not been able to bring to the screen or respond on WhatsApp. In fact, we have those, of course, on WhatsApp, but unfortunately, we can't go and revisit there. All right. Have a nice day, sir.
Thank you. God.